You need to just start doing it. The only way to be more confident in it is to be really bad at it first.
Self-expression starts off in a place where maybe you're not so confident with yourself, but you work on yourself and you understand that life's a journey.
What's important is how you view yourself and having that self-belief that you can do something good with your life.
I think the first step, for me anyway, and for a lot of people, is just to go for it.
I just wanted to take the chance, and I'm glad I did.
Hello, I'm Paul Black.
My name is Mollie Hughes.
I'm Devin Casson.
I'm David Chipakupaku.
My name is Conor McDonald, also known as the fabulous Chanel O'Connor.
I'm a writer, director and comedian.
I am an adventurer, mountaineer and author.
I'm an instrumentalist and a singer-songwriter.
I'm a journalist and DJ.
I am a drag queen and also a fabulous gay man.
And this is Barriers,
Barriers.
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 where I'm from and where I am.
We are Bloom Media. We joined this project to learn new skills and gain experience and to help build our confidence.
We're at a point in our lives where we're thinking about what we need to do to move on to the next step.
We interviewed 5 individual people from different backgrounds who have all overcome their own barriers to see if we resonated with them.
In these interviews, we want to find out if they struggled with the same things we do.
Identity,
Mental health,
confidence,
Transport poverty,
neurodiversity,
finding purpose,
Motivation,
Finances.
and lack of opportunity.
started off by asking them about their early lives and what challenges they had to overcome when they were our age.
Growing up in Hawick was really interesting because it is a beautiful place in the world, right? I will never hear anyone say anything negative about the nature of Hawick. Being mixed race, being queer, it was a little bit tricky in other ways. So growing up in the kind of 2000s and 2010s, you know, while there was more acceptance, I think, than if I had been born like 10, 20 years previously, there was still quite a lot of rude people who are just kind of like intolerant, and that was hard.
You know, Bute is a fabulous place, but it is very much like a lot of Scotland, where it's a rural place where the community is a product of itself and everybody knows everyone, but also there's an expectation for everyone to stay there, an expectation for everyone to kind of go with the flow of what happens around these parts. This is how it has been for a very long time. I always wanted to run away. I always knew that I wasn't meant to stay there. I love Bute. I love going back there now. I love to see it as my home. But I know that unless I moved away and unless I experienced this big world of, you know, drag, of queer life, of just trying different places and seeing what I like, I wouldn't be the confident individual that I am today. The barriers that I set on myself were the things I had to overcome.
When you're based in a rural area, being a creative, the opportunities aren't necessarily on your doorstep. You have to make plans and changes to suit those opportunities if you want to go after them, which is perfectly doable, and that's what I've done and continue to do. But it's a wee bit more of a barrier to somebody, say, living in Glasgow or Edinburgh, where they can just go to play a show and there's no added cost, they just have to get there.
When I went to uni, I think I maybe felt like I did something that was halfway between what I really wanted to do, which was filmmaking. I did apply for a filmmaking course in Glasgow and I didn't get in, and you had to make like a short film for the entry and stuff at Royal Conservatoire. And after that, I was kind of like, oh, well, that was the only one that really interested me. And I remember a career advisor said to me in school, oh, I said, I want to make films. And he said, why don't we meet in the middle and you apply for a media studies degree or a communications degree? And at the time I was like, okay. And then in hindsight, I'm like, why am I meeting in the middle with you about my life? But anyway, I went on to do that, and there was some really good elements there. There was some hands-on stuff, but I ended up it was just maybe too much going on in life at that time, and I wasn't really focused on it, and I just stopped going.
So I grew up in Devon, so right on the south coast of England, in this little seaside area. Didn't have loads of money growing up at all. Everything was hard, and everything I had to kind of find the money myself. So the first trip I did was a trip to go to East Africa in Kenya and climb Mount Kenya. And it was kind of advertised. I was like, I really want to do that. But I needed to raise maybe $1.5 grand at the time. And I went to car boot sales, and me and my friends went backpacking in supermarkets, and we wrote to every single celebrity I could think of to try and ask them for the money. And I wrote to so many charities to get the money. I did months and months and months, but finally the money came through. And a few months later, I went to Kenya, and it just completely opened my eyes. And that was kind of how the rest of my kind of career mountaineering went. It was coming up with a big objective, somewhere I really wanted to see and experience, and then working out the steps to get there.
We were really surprised with how much of what they said reflected our own experience. And we were especially interested in hearing about what shaped them into the people they are today.
It was great hearing the barriers they overcome, but we wanted to hear what barriers do they still face.
As somebody with ADHD, my brain is crazy, so I get overwhelmed by a lot of things, especially when I've got a lot to do or lots of things to think about on a show day. So I've had to come up with ways of managing my overthinking and my craziness. But you learn how to do it the more experience you get doing whatever you do. The easier it gets, and the more tricks you find and methods there are to make things easier for you and for everybody else around you as well. The social media side of things is a lot to keep up with. I think we all know that, especially as young people. It's so intense, and there's so many amazing things that come from it as well, and I'm really grateful that I can spread the word about my music and connect with people on there. But sometimes it's just a wee bit overwhelming, and you have to take a step back and say, I need a break.
I think the hardest hurdle is probably just keeping momentum going when you have to do it yourself. And don't get me wrong, I work with loads of amazing people who have really helped me throughout the years, but it's the motivation to keep things ticking over when it's I think I was quite naive when I started. I made a TV pilot, and I thought I quit my job because I was like, oh, that's it now. So I've made my TV pilot. This must be how it works. They just give you a series, and then you just make a film, and then you become a millionaire. And a month, a week after making it, they were like, we're not going to do any more of that. And I was like, oh, I'm going to have to think of something quick. So it's constantly knowing that there's times where you have to go back into things that aren't your exact desired career path. It kind of, there's ups and downs there, and most freelancers in the creative industry know that. There's times where things really boom and you're really busy, and there's sometimes where you need to be the person keeping it going because no one else is going to do it.
The physical side of it is almost easier than the mental side of it, because people know how to train their bodies physically. There's so many coaches and sports people that can help you with that kind of thing. The mental side of training is so much different and so much harder, and so much more kind of intricate. And there's not a guidebook to how to train mentally to climb a mountain or to ski across Antarctica. It was a journey I kind of had to work out myself. So I think a few kind of big things on the mental side of it. One of the really big things I needed was resilience. And I think I kind of grew my resilience through doing more and more challenges. So stepping out of my comfort zone, doing more climbs, achieving more. If the achievement was getting 200 quid from a car boot sale to go and do a climb, or if the achievement was climbing a mountain and getting to the top. So I think developing that resilience over time. And it's not something you can go to the gym and do. It's not something somebody can really teach you. It really is time.
Time's a wonderful thing, because it's just doing things over and over again, you kind of notice, oh, I'm getting quicker at editing, I'm getting quicker at coming up with these ideas. I have done a number of years at work of being very humble and just kind of being like, oh, I'll do production. And now I'm kind of at the point where I'm I'm gonna do stuff on camera, I'm gonna do stuff on mic, which is what I used to do. And then I was like, let me just take a little backseat and do some stuff that help other people and do stuff with other people. And now I'm at the point where I want to put myself forward again. So hopefully in 10 years time, I will be kind of front and center of something.
Even though they all have very different careers, they have had a lot in common.
What they said sounded ambitious, but after hearing the barriers they overcame, it seems achievable.
It sounded just like us, what we are going through and what challenges we are facing now.
I was really nervous about just like showing up full stop, because like I don't really do very well in new settings, especially when it's around a group of people who I like don't know.
I was nervous about having to talk in front of the camera because sometimes I stumble over my words or I forget what I'm saying.
I don't know, I just find talking to people really nerve-wracking.
I don't really like talking to new people.
Usually, like, I would probably mask around strangers.
But I just wanted to take the chance, and I'm glad I did.
Self-expression starts off in a place where maybe you're not so confident with yourself, but you work on yourself and you understand that life's a journey. You're never gonna like come out the womb and just be like, hey, I'm ready to go, girl. No.
I think with how I was when I was younger, I think I always saw that there was a difference between like self-belief and self-confidence. So self-confidence is this ability to stand up on stage and talk to people. It's an ability to be good in social situations, to put yourself out there. And I didn't have that as a kid whatsoever. I didn't have any confidence. But I did have this kind of deep down self-belief that I could do something with my life and I could achieve something.
I didn't think I'd interview anyone. Like, I didn't think I would like have the courage, I guess, to do that.
I didn't want to get like in the way of someone trying to do a job or like walk in front of a camera or something. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone was able to do their stuff.
I thought I would be more quiet in the room, just be at the back all the time.
I've usually avoided as much as I can being on camera because it's not that I hate being on camera, it's I hate seeing myself after the fact.
There was a period of time I wasn't very happy with my body. I wasn't very happy how I looked. And I realised the quicker you drop that and understand this is the body I have, this is the life I have, I need to look at what I have in my life, understand how privileged I am, and just enjoy it for what it is. And whatever you have going for you, you will have so much more going for you if you accept the good things in you.
I don't care that what I see it look like on camera anymore. I don't care. It's really made me help me get over that, I guess.
Usually I'm quiet and reserved and I push myself out, and I'm glad I did. Because normally I'm just like, no, nobody speak to me.
It was surprisingly easy to talk to everyone, and everyone was kind of gelled in a really nice way, and like on the first day.
It's a really good thing to help figure out what you might want to do, and it's definitely helped me rethink what I'm wanting to do, and I might definitely change what I'm doing to go into media and stuff.
I think the first step, for me anyway, and for a lot of people, is just to go for it.
You need to just start doing it. Like, there's so many ways you can think about what it would be like, or you wait till it's the perfect scenario to start doing it, or until you have something in your life that allows you to be a bit more confident in it, and the only way to be more confident in it is to be really bad at it first.
By the first day was over, I was like, I don't actually need to mask as much. I can be a bit more of a weirdo. And then
Well, it's been good. It is always a nice challenge to meet new people, and just kind of, because sometimes you meet people you wouldn't expect you'd even never talk to, and then you get on really great, and it's just nice to kind of learn new things with people who are all learning at the same time.
Because I know at the start everyone was kind of like, oh, I want to make new friends, and I think we definitely have. So
I've loved everything. It's all been amazing. I've enjoyed my time here. It's really been an amazing experience.
There's not many opportunities anywhere, so it's good that we can get out and learn from these people that have came in on kind of ways to get past it, and that we can go into this industry from where we've grew up.
Is the confidence comes, and it comes later. And if you're not the most confident person in the room, it doesn't matter. What's actually important at this age and at any age is that self-belief. And it's that belief in yourself that you can do something cool, and that you're a good person, and that you can have a good impact on the world. The confidence, I think people kind of put it on a bit of a pedestal. It comes later if it needs to. If it doesn't come, it doesn't matter. What's important is how you view yourself, and having that self-belief that you can do something good with your life.
well, thank you so much, Matt.
A pleasure. Thank you. Awesome. A pleasure. Thank you.
And cut.
Nice.
Sorry. Oh.
Oh my god.
Right.
Good questions.
My favourite pastry is a millefeuille.
And my favourite pastry has to be a steak bake. But honey, you best believe there better be steak in that steak bake. If it's just gravy, I'm not having it.
Favourite pastry is a gluten-free sausage roll or croissant.
My favourite pastry, because I'm from the West Country, is probably a Cornish pasty.
I like that one that you get for Greg's. It's like bacon and cheese and it's all folded over. I don't know the actual name for it, but I do love it dearly. You'd think if I was such a fan of it, I would know what it was called.
You're watching Disney Channel.
And this is Borders, where I'm from and where I am. And this is the stuff that doesn't get cut out. And this is Borders. Nope. Is it Borders, barriers? Barriers. Just barriers. Okay. Where I'm from, where I am. Where I'm from, where I am. Where I'm from, where I am. Got it. Right, what am I doing? Right.